which players do you think have the potential to be bust this season? And what are the factors that contribute to that risk?
All right, let's piss some people off here. I think that my first number one guy here, I've just this is not in order. This is just in order in which they're ranked on Yahoo. But my number one player here, Pascal Siakam at 27. I think that this is far too high for him. I think the reason he's up this high is because I think people are getting excited about Fred VanVleet leaving, but he also played 37 minutes last night because Nick Nurse is a psychopath and plays his stars a lot of minutes. He's no longer the coach there anymore, so I expect his minutes to come down. And with that, the fantasy stats. He's also in a lot of trade rumors. There's talks about Damian Lillard potentially going to the Raptors. So there's just a lot of red flags. And if you're taking him in your second or third round, I think that you're asking for a lot of trouble. He also is just kind of average across the board. He doesn't really do anything exceptionally well except for score, and he gives you some decent assists from the center position. So I'd rather take him in the 40s to 50s than the 20s. I think that's too high. Next guy here is the player that I've probably got the most pushback against, and that is Nikola Vucevic. A lot of people get very defensive because he played all 82 games last season and was top 10 or something in totals value, but he also had a sky-high field goal percentage last year, 52%. If you look at his past three seasons, he went 47, 47, 47% from the field. And if that comes back down to that average where we expect him to be, then he's going to slide dramatically, because despite him maintaining his scoring because his field goal percentage went up, his scoring or shot attempts have gone down the last three seasons. So he's slowly getting phased out of Chicago's offense. Doesn't put up defensive stats. And I just think at 37, you're paying way too much for him. Jarrett Allen is kind of on the flip side of my high hopes for Mobley. I think he's going to come down in minutes this season. He put up nearly 33 minutes a game last season. Not many centers do that, especially centers that are a bit more one-dimensional. When you've got an Evan Mobley there, I don't see why you need to play Jarrett Allen 33 minutes. He's probably more of a 28 to 30 minute a night guy. And I think when you drop those minutes down a little bit, a lot of those stats just come down. And then Paolo Banchero, this is probably more category league specific, because in a points league, he actually at 65 on Yahoo is probably undervalued. But in a category league, he just has poor free throw percentage, poor steals, poor blocks, doesn't shoot threes. The field goal percentage isn't great, even though I think it will improve this season. And he's not really elite in anything yet. So at 65 is too high for him. And a similar story for Jalen Green. I think Jalen Green, he's at the stage where he's kind of trending in that RJ Barrett zone where he scores, he hits a few threes, he doesn't really do anything else. So again, points league, it's a bit better at 76, probably not value like Banchero might be, because he doesn't get you those rebounds and assists. But in a category league, I don't think he's really a top 100 guy. You're really banking on him improving in several areas to even return this value, let alone beat the value. So I think that's just not a successful formula for fantasy basketball.
I love that. Yeah, for me with Jalen Green, I'm feeling like all he does is just buckets. And when you compare him to RJ Barrett, that hit home, because that's something that I know folks have that kind of opinion of RJ, that all he can do is score buckets. Paolo, I really like Paolo Banchero. For category leagues, I know he's not the best fit. I really like him. And I'm curious to see what he's going to do in his second year. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, I really like him. So
he could hit that. Like, he's ranked 65 on Yahoo. He could hit that. But I also think that there's a lot of room for him to disappoint you. So you're kind of drafting him at his ceiling. And I just don't think that's the way you want to go.
Yeah, and I like him a lot better in the points league too, like you said. I think that he's definitely a little more valuable there.